Hey everybody, Jeff Wilson here with the Wilson team of Front Point Mortgage coming to you with our Monday market update. Today we're going to talk about October's Consumer Price Index Report, or the CPI report. We're going to talk about October's Producer Price Index Report, or the PPI report. And we're also going to talk about how to stop quantitative tightening. It's very important that we watch what the Fed does throughout the course of the next 6 to 8 months to see if they'll start pulling back on rates, which will force them to also concurrently do quantitative tightening, or stop the quantitative tightening, which will actually do a ton for interest rates and for our market. Okay, so we'll talk about the CPI report first. So inflation is moving in the right direction. The October report showed that overall inflation was flat for the month, which actually was lower than the 0.1% estimate that we had expected. For year over year, inflation has declined from 3.7 down to 3.2, which is closer to the Fed's goal of 2%. This report is likely proof that the Fed is not going to raise interest rates in December, and the markets liked that information last Tuesday, which really gave us a boost in interest rates. So knowing that the Fed might calm things down a bit is a good sign for rates. Now the PPI report, again, with that report, the inflation shows that we're moving in the right direction. It showed overall inflation to decrease by 0.5%, which was lower than the 1.1% expectation. So just like the CPI report, things came in where inflation is starting to calm down even more than what we were expecting. Now this kind of trend will lead to the Fed cutting interest rates. The Fed will do what I've been saying all along is, first they're going to stop raising the rates, because that's been out of control lately. But they may even start to talk about early next year cutting the rates. Now that's what leads to quantitative tightening. So if you stop raising the Fed rate and you start cutting the rate, then as the Fed cuts rates, they're going to have to concurrently start selling off their portfolio of treasuries and bonds. So not only, they're not going to be able to sell off their treasuries and bonds, they're actually going to have to stop that and maybe even start buying more. If you'll remember, in January of 2022, that is exactly what happened. The Fed stopped buying treasuries and bonds. They started selling them off and flooding the market. With the market flooded with treasuries and bonds from the Fed, interest rates then rose because there was just too much in the market. That's really what started this whole mess was, hey, we saw that inflation was going to start getting out of control. The Fed raised the rates. They started doing what they needed to do. They stopped buying, and it's been a complete you-know-what storm ever since as far as rates in the market goes. So let's keep an eye on what the Fed's doing and what they're saying. The Fed minutes are coming out on Wednesday this upcoming week, so it's going to be very key to see what they were saying, how they're starting to come to their decisions. Okay, so what's on tap for this week? Obviously Thanksgiving, so it's a short week. Today we have a 20-year bond option, so no, not a major event. We don't have to really worry about that too much. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we have existing home sales and the Fed minutes. So let's take a look at those Fed minutes and see how they're starting to come to their decisions. And then Wednesday is initial jobless claims, on Wednesday. So that's always a key economic indicator as well. So we'll take a look at that. But not a whole lot, right? Let's not work too much this week. Let's give thanks. Let's thank our families. Let's thank our friends. Let's thank all our loved ones for everything they do for us. Let's be thankful for the wonderful lives that we have here in the United States of America. With that, please call me with any questions. I'm always here to help. And please like and subscribe my YouTube page so that you can get much more information than just the Monday market updates. There's so much more on there for you to enjoy. So again, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. This is Jeffrey Wilson with Front Point Mortgage, where we are upfront and to the point.